Hello, we're here in the conifer garden looking at Chamaecyparis obtusa nana gracilis, dwarf hinoki false cypress. We have some very old specimens here in this garden, very large specimens. For this plant, we're not going to focus on leaf arrangement, form, or margin. As you can see, it's a scale-like leaf on this conifer. Very distinctive. Almost, to me, the form is almost fan-shaped, you know, the way these half-round layers come across. So almost fan-shaped as far as the whole structure itself. This is a shrub, conifer and evergreen, considered small. But as we've noted before, sometimes our specimens are so old they exceed those limitations or those descriptions. Most often, though, in the landscape, you're going to find this as a small shrub. The form is pyramidal. It's got a very naturally desirable form. There was nothing notable about its soil preferences or its moisture preferences, and really you should avoid pruning this plant at all costs. It's got a pretty desirable habit. Although this one is reverting. Do you see that growth right there? It's got it's reverting back to one of its parents, it looks like. The growth rate is slow. Dwarf conifers grow super slow. And oftentimes we think of that word dwarf as meaning small forever. And what we found it to mean is that small for a while, but given enough time, it can exceed your expectations, which is what has happened here. Exposure to light is sun to partial. Climactic hardiness zones 5 to 8. Landscape uses, naturalized setting, specimen topiary. The flowers are considered insignificant. The fruit is considered insignificant. No autumn color. The leaf texture is medium. Nothing notable about the bark. No notable cultivars. This is the notable cultivar. No serious pests and diseases. I hope as we go through these plants every semester or every week, that you're taking note of which ones really don't have problems, because that means they could potentially do very well in your landscape without a lot of intervention when it comes to pests and diseases. It's not a North Carolina native, not a U.S. native, not invasive. I could find no information regarding salt tolerance. In other information, the only thing that was noted was that this plant does not like windy conditions, so it needs to be in a protected environment. It's in Dur on page 251, and as I said, this specimen is in the conifer garden. There are a few others dotted throughout the gardens, so you might happen upon them in your travels. Thanks.